Part 5 of London's body snatchers. So we're back in London. In 1831, the Burke and Hare scandal had travelled back down south. The name Burke and Hare had become synonymous with a new kind of horror, known as murder for medical profit. And sure enough, in London's East End, a group of copycats emerged, and these became known as the London Burkers. The gang was led by two men, a former farmer, John Bishop, and Thomas Williams, who was a bricklayer. They operated out of a dingy cottage in Nova Scotia Gardens in Bethnal Green, which was then a swampy, poverty-stricken part of London riddled with slums, gasworks, and open sewage. Unlike the traditional resurrection men who exhumed corpses from fresh graves, the two decided to cut out the middleman. Why wait for someone to die when you can hasten the process yourself? The victims, as you can imagine, were often the most vulnerable people who they assumed wouldn't be missed, so children, vagrants, and the mentally ill. They would lure their victims into their cottage under false pretenses, offering them food, drink, or a place to stay. Once inside, they would drug them, usually with opium, and then they would drown them in the well, in the garden, or in a washtub, which is a method which again left no visible marks on the bodies. One of Bishop's later confessions described the method as one without blood, which was much like Burke and Hare's infamous method of smothering. One of the youngest victims was a 14-year-old Italian known as Carlo Ferrari, who was a street performer in the area who trained with white mice. He was known to sleep rough near the Adelphi Theatre. It said they found him shivering with cold and lured him into the cottage. Within hours, his body was sold to King's College. Another was a young woman from Lincolnshire named Fanny Pigburn, who had come to London looking for work. Bishop claimed that she was friendless and had come to London but had nowhere to go. He offered her shelter, but she never left. Stay tuned for part 6.